the flip bob, the bouffant, the beehive, the duck's ass. Only a few of the hairstyles my Graham rotated through week by week when she was younger, visiting the hair salon more often than most people see their therapists. She was chic. She was always done up, whether it was for sitting by the pool or going to her job as a switchboard operator at Bell Telephone. She made her own clothes, which at the time was considered fashionable, not frugal. Today, at 90 years old, lace and silk, curling and teasing, purple shadows and pink paints all remain part of her vocabulary and her hairstyle. My mother, Graham's only child, has had the same hairstyle for the last 30 years. A shoulder-length cut treated with box dye every 6 weeks. In the 70s, she was a hippie with her hair down to her waist. And then the 80s brought her 10 years of frying her hair into curly submission. Her style is practical, not fashionable. T-shirt and jeans day in and day out. Not me. From the time the first Delia's catalog was delivered to my mailbox, I have been a fashionista like my grandmother, a brand whore, a slave to trends, willing to mortgage my house for a chance at a Birkin bag. That's me. But my hair is the one place my kindred spirit grandmother and I have never been able to agree. My asymmetrical two-tone hair confuses Graham, leading her to reference the duck's ass time and time again when she can't think of anything else to say, though my hair is anything like the tight twist of the duck's ass updo and even less like the popular men's haircut of the 50s, the ducktail. The hair on the left side of my head flows freely and punk rockerly, while the right is closely shaven. I've had purple highlights, bright blonde with dark eyebrows, bangs with Rory Gilmore vibes, bobs and ombre and undercutting. My very first salon visit was in the late 90s. I was in the 8th grade and wanted to stand out amongst the messy buns and high ponytails of my classmates. Without social media or the internet as we know it to research the best place to get the hairstyle of my dreams, a real G.I. Jane look of sexy short hair which simultaneously spelled out that I meant business, I went to my local hair salon and walked out with a pixie which exposed my neck and made me feel completely new. But in reality, put me closer to the look of my brother's quarterly buzz cuts the day before my mom would run the clippers through. Graham, with her teased out ash blonde hair, came over after my cut and blinked alien-eyes at me, unable to hide her confusion at my choice. "Oh," she said, sweetly, because every word ever spoken by Graham, whether vile or kind, is spoken with sugar dripping. "You cut your hair." "Yup," I nodded, the self-conscious 13-year-old in me not too concerned about what Graham thought, but still wondering what she'd say. "Well," she said, tilting her head, a housewife smile plastered on her face, "it'll grow back." She didn't motivate me to grow my hair out that day, nor did she prompt a rebellion of shortcuts only. But she did show me something, which today has brought a barrier between us. Her opinion was the only opinion. My hair hasn't changed much in the past 10 years. I found what works for me, and I play around with it each time I see my hairdresser. When I get compliments, and I often do, I cherish them. Because on the flip side of these compliments is Graham, who every time she sees me will say, "Don't you miss your long hair?" And then say, "Did I ever tell you about the duck's ass?"